Hey, Patrick Murphy from IC Reptiles here, and I'm here to talk about our next project. Godzilla and I are here to talk about our next project. No, that's not his name, but he's getting in some really cool colors. I don't know if they'll show up here on my GoPro, but I love the yellow starting to come in. He shed once, looking pretty good. So what we are building next is the skink racks that I have over there today. You know, they're good. I like the racks, but they don't work for the skinks. I'm having problems with heat and getting them hot enough in those enclosures. So I want to build something where I can put actual heat lights on top. So I've got all the pieces, the tubs, the lights, wheels, everything except for the wood. So next project is to start designing a new style of rack for the adult skinks. As well as I need, not necessarily rack, an enclosure. Come back here, little guy. And then this guy's going to need upgrading a little bit too. So trying to plan around what he'll need, or she, going forward. Hello. So that he can grow into. So looking to take you on that journey as I start to build that, show you how I build it. There's other people who have built this rack. This is not my idea. You'll recognize them as soon as I build them, but I may do it a little bit differently. So stay tuned for more. So a lot of this new design for this enclosure that I'm working on revolves around usage of these tubs that will slide in and out of a rack to hold the skinks and all their stuff. So I'm going to design it from the ground up based on these tubs and the size of these tubs. You may use something different in your design. Now, what I'm looking at doing is doing a screen top that will be affixed to legs, and then build rails under that screen top that this will slide in and out of. So the screen top is nothing more than to keep the skink enclosed and safe, as well as a spot for the lights to sit on top. So it all starts with the measurement of these tubs. So what I'm basically looking here at is tub. Tub has a lip on the edge. Do a screen. So this is the wood that the screen will be attached to. There'll be lights, dome lights, and a flat light that sit on top of there for UVB and then heat. And then some rail that sits under the tub edge. And this will screw into legs. So do this 3 times to make the levels that I want. And then the tub slides in and out for what we need. So really the dimensions, the starting point is designing this shelf with the screen that will attach to the legs. So how wide does this need to be? How long does that need to be is what we need to measure here. So aside from what's on the label for the dimensions of the tub, you really want to measure, because these things are plastic. They can push in here in the middle, but your corners don't push in. So you've got to start with the widest point for your corners here, which on this is 24 1/8. So 24 1/8 wide, and then the distance again. There's a little bit of flex in there, but the corners don't flex as much. So if I look at the corner, I'm looking at 36. 36 and 36. So in the middle on both sides is 36. So there's not that much flex in these now. So 36. And then these are approximately 8.5 tall. For the shelf that will sit above this, this is a 2x4. I think the 2x4 is overkill for the shelf material and screening there. Here's some other options. This is just wood that I had cut down for something else. So these are approximately 1 5/8 by 1 1/2 inches. This one is 2 inches by 1 1/2 inches. So really, either of these will work to make the shelf for the screening material. I think this 2x4 would be too heavy. I think making the four sides that the screen will staple to, this size is probably decent enough. It's not holding anything. Again, it's just going to be tied to the 4 legs, and the screen will be tied to it, and lights will be sitting on the screen. So I think that'll give it enough support. It may be in the middle. One of my concerns is in the middle, the screen might dip because there's no wood tied to it. But I can always run a piece of wood in between the frame as well, as long as I'm leaving enough space for the 14-inch light UVB, which I can put either way, and then the heat. And I think I'm going to put the dome heat light here in the back for those. I also don't want to obstruct the view very much either on these. So I think I will look for some scrap wood to make the frames. For the layout inside the tub, what I'm planning on here is this would be the front, this would be the back of the tub, is to put some sort of hide over here, put some tile or slate here, and put the basking light right over this area to heat up both the slate and hide. Cooler side on this side, but put the UVB on the top here, and then make sure there's room enough for a large water dish, and then probably something for their food. I do give them dry food and then wet food on occasion. So I have plenty of space to put that where it's not under the heat, and there'll be substrate all throughout here. So there's different options that I can do here, but I think I'm going to go with this layout. So UVB in the front, heat lamp in the back would be the design. And if I need to put something across the middle here, then I can, to give extra stability for the screen to staple into from the bottom.